It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJShow to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
All right, let's do this. Welcome to the KVJ Show. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
How you doing, Virginia?
Oh, making it. It's hump day.
Yes, it is. How you doing, Bird?
I'm making it.
Okay, making it light.
With a question mark.
Yeah.
Getting through it there.
Okay, I hear you. That's what we're doing in life, baby. Just getting through it, man. Yeah, I gotta tell you, that sleep is everything, isn't it?
It really is.
Boy, oh boy. Man, I'm gonna tell you, it is restorative. I'm always trying to find new little hacks, and I always got to readjust because it just seems year by year things don't work as well as they used to. Trying to get that. Bird, you said that you were even kind of leaning in on trying to do something that was going to help you get to sleep, and not really too effective, huh?
It did not affect me. No, it affected me. I went to the dispensary, and the guy goes, man, if you're having a tough time sleeping, these are the things to get right here. This is going to put you under. Mm-hmm. It's a peaceful sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. No, it was not. It was nothing but just a freak out the entire night.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, freak out. That does not sound like fun.
Not the fun, like Le Chic. So freak.
Right. It's not a disco song.
No, you couldn't get to sleep. Your skin was crawling. Yeah. It was.
Oh.
It did not hit right.
That's rough. So you can't always trust the guy in the dispensary?
Wait, he's not a medical doctor?
Hold on, what? Everything I know in life I've based on the guy at the dispensary.
You should have known. He was smoking a joint while he was prescribing the medicine to you.
If you can't trust him, who can you trust?
They do kind of trick you into thinking, wait a minute, I'm talking to a doctor right now, right?
They're good with them words.
Man, it was not a fun ride.
Oh, no.
I'm not even sure I'm off it.
Yeah. Well, it is tough. Look, I know people have done those things. Some of them work, some of them don't, but everybody's got their own little hacks, I guess, and quests. I just find that mine always kind of shift and change.
Yeah, because your body chemistry shifts and changes. Your hormones shift and change. Mm-hmm. Like, even in any given month, you won't get the same rest one week that you'll get a different week because your body's always fluctuating.
Yeah, to me, you got to have some hard set rules. Like, to me now, really no caffeine 10 hours before bed. And I was just thinking today, I remember I used to be in the nightclub and I'd get Red Bulls.
Red Bull and vodka, please.
Yeah, and I was planning on going to bed in like less than 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, and some meds just kind of hit you differently. I was on some meds, and it just kind of makes me snappy at everybody. I'm like, this isn't good either. We got to get off that.
Yeah. Angry pills, huh?
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's always a little something. So there you go. Well, hopefully everybody slept as well as they possibly could last night, because you're going to need it. Energy-packed KVJ show coming up here today. Sounds like you had a lovely dinner last night, Virginia, with the family.
Oh, my gosh. The weather was so amazing last night. So we went over to Guanabana's.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, you know how it's like outside and there was a cool breeze. I needed a sweater.
Oh, yeah?
I had to steal Panda's sweater because even with my hot flashes, I was chilly.
Yeah, it's, this weather's absolutely fantastic. I appreciate every single second you get of it.
You really, all of us need to be going and dining out somewhere tonight, tomorrow, Friday, because you don't know how long this is going to last. Go take advantage of outdoor dining on the water in South Florida. We are so lucky to have it this time of year.
Mm-hmm. I'd seen where it looks like on Friday it's going to start warming up a bit, and then I saw it look like it's going to be 87, I think, on Sunday.
Last night, it was like 65 and breezy.
Wow.
It was so nice on the water at Guanabana's.
Turtleneck weather?
Totally.
Yeah, it's not bad. Also, I guess apparently you said AC/DC glittered out shirt weather.
So this, Rocco sang AC/DC at the Crawfish Festival this weekend.
Remember, I mean, I keep playing it back in my head. I mean, this kid absolutely can rock this song.
Told him, I'm like, dude, that's your best song you've ever done.
Yeah.
You need to lean into Thunderstruck and let that be your anthem.
Yeah, I think everybody's got to realize that you have a song that for whatever reason it just caters to what it is you do that comes out of your mouth when you sing.
That's your karaoke song.
Right.
That's your theme song, whatever it is.
At least until puberty.
So, yeah, I know, right? Which is right around the corner.
Yeah, you always have to have a pre-puberty and a post-puberty karaoke song.
Yeah, when does his voice change?
It's starting to change a little bit.
Yeah.
A little tiny bit. So, yeah, I think it's on the precipice. We got to cram in some more AC/DC performances before we lose him. So we're sitting at Guanabana's, and we're having a nice time. We're having family time, me, Rocco, and Panda. And this lady comes walking by, just a little bit older than me, but she's got on a black AC/DC wife beater, and it's bedazzled. I mean, this is a poppin'. The AC/DC part is so prominent on her very large breasts.
Okay.
And she came walking by, and Rocco saw the shirt, and he just immediately started going, He started singing the beginning of Thunderstruck, and all these people around us that had seen it started laughing too. I was still laughing like an hour later.
So he's got singing, he's got comedic timing. Put it all together.
That lady walking by was the best gift I got all day. Thank you to that lady in that bedazzled AC/DC shirt.
It's cute when a little kid does it, but if a grown guy goes,
you're right.
Yeah,
A dude could not have done that, but a little kid, it was so funny.
It works out, yeah. What do you think he would want to do as a career more? He seems to love performing. He even loves theater, but he loves his techie stuff. What do you think would call him?
Great question. You know, we're just keeping him involved in all of it and keeping him, active. And then when it comes time to make those big choices, it's going to be his choice, but he's just got to do something.
Sure, yeah.
You can't stay home and play video games. You got to do something.
Man, that's no fun.
He's doing drums now, too. So maybe he'll be like a Phil Collins. He can drum and sing.
Learn them all, baby.
Yeah. I mean, not bad, Phil Collins.
He can run his own sound crew. He can set up the sound, be in the band.
Yeah, that's lovely. Well, Phil Collins, a double Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee.
Wow.
Not a bad deal for him. So, yeah, somebody to follow.
Did that happen last night?
No, they're going to have the award thing coming up, but it was just announced who the inductees are going to be. So
Gotcha.
he was one of them. So, yeah, not a bad person to follow. Okay, who do you think is responsible for this calamity? Is it producer Denny's almost 3-year-old son, baby Lochlan, or is it Jbird? One of them accidentally mooned a neighbor.
Now, it could go either way because one of them's a kid, and probably this happens to kids, but the other one has been doing a lot of gardening and bending over.
Yep.
And has sometimes loose pants on.
How did you know I'm a big bender when I'm doing my gardening?
I watch you.
Yeah. I think you swayed me on that. I was thinking a cute little baby Lochlan at first, but now I'm going to swing back to Jbird on this.
Yeah, I'm going man crack.
Okay.
It's man crack.
Oh, man. Crack.
Those lucky neighbors. I mean, if any of y'all want to sell your Ring camera footage, let me know.
It was not a lucky neighbor. I feel so bad. It was, at least I know them and they're cool. But I don't know if they're cool anymore.
How far down did the pantalones go?
It was my full, I ran out to go turn
Full
on.
moon.
Yeah, I went to turn out my garden and my dinosaur garden. And when I went out there, I go, oh, I'll be out there for 2 seconds. No one's going to see me. And then I look out and it was my neighbor, Matt, and he looked over. I'm like, hey, sorry, man.
Enjoy the view.
Happy man crack.
Yeah. Just one of the perks of having me as your neighbor. Okay, who bought new floaties for swimming?
Oh. Well, I think Jbird.
You think Jbird? I'll say Lochlan on that. Just I don't know if they have floaties that would work for a man. I don't know. It's a full-grown body. I thought they kind of would not be effective after a certain weight limit. I'm going to go Lochlan. Who did it?
Oh, they're definitely mine. Absolutely my floaties as an adult, Kevin.
Are these the ones you put on your arms?
Yeah, you can buy floaties. Oh, I bought a couple. One for just like a pizza floaty you can lay on.
Oh, okay.
Which is really, really nice.
Oh, I guess so. It's kind of like I guess I was thinking about the arm.
You were thinking the ones that go over your arms and keep you floating above the water,
right?
Which really aren't good. A little PSA: don't put those on your kid because what you should do is teach them to swim, so they don't need those floaties. If they ever fall in and they don't have the floaties and they become reliant on those floaties, that's how they drown. PSA.
So you're saying floaties are bad?
I am.
And so it's bad parenting to have those for your kid?
If you are thinking about buying the floaties, buy swim lessons, infant rescue swim lessons instead of floaties, so that if, God forbid, anything ever happens, the kid isn't reliant on these floaties.
What
they
about,
know how to swim.
What about a pizza raft? We're cool with that, though, right?
Yeah, you're grown up. You're good.
Yeah. You said that Lochlan's going to be doing some new swim lessons.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. This will be his 3rd year coming up.
Good.
And we've done it the last 3 summers. And yeah, it's very important in Florida to teach your child how to swim.
That's a good dad right there. And if you can't afford it, some places too have like scholarship programs. You can look it up and you can find places like the YMCA up in Stewart, I know, does it for very affordable. There's no excuse in South Florida because we have so much water.
Yeah, he loves the water.
I wonder if I could beat him in swimming. I don't know. He's been doing it for 3 years. I think that'd be a pretty good competition.
I like to see it, yeah.
He's good at the butterfly.
Who got a paper cut on their nose?
Ooh.
That'd be painful. I'll go Jbird on that one. What do you think, Virginia?
I mean, I don't want either one of them to have a paper cut, but I hope it's Jbird over Lochlan.
It is me, and I did it yesterday doing our TV commercial. Remember that gun that shoots up all those dollars?
Yeah, the money gun.
One shot me up in the nose and caught a nostril.
Ow.
Yes.
Who thought that thing couldn't be lethal?
Really shook me, Denny.
Respect the money gun.
I just got a paper cut last week for the first time in years. I forgot how awful those were.
Yeah,
it was so painful and they became itchy.
Rocco got one the other day and it just ruined his whole afternoon.
I did, and I kept hitting it all day.
Oh, it sucks, man.
Don't eat ketchup.
And who was it, Jbird or baby Lochlan, that threw up from eating too many of the same food item? Who did that?
I'm going to go Jbird.
Okay, I'm going to say the same.
Oh, that was baby Lochlan.
Really?
Yeah, he will find a food he likes, and that's the only food he'll want, and then he'll ask for more, and you go, I don't think you want any more, and he goes, just some more, and he'll take a bite of it and then just be like, So we don't give him seconds on anything anymore. He always wants more. He takes one bite and throws up.
Oh, man.
But yeah, yogurt throw up is pretty gross.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it is.
The Greek yogurt throw ups.
It doesn't age well in the stomach.
The smell.
Not that anything
smell.
does, but
It's like a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yikes. And who let someone use their phone and they ended up texting with a stranger? Okay. I'll say Bird.
I'll say Bird, too.
Oh, that was Lochlan. I had my phone on the couch, not thinking he was just going to walk up and start hitting it.
He just started texting with somebody.
Well, he just goes in there and just is thumbing it like crazy, not realizing that you can call people. He's called a lot of different things. He's called like past bosses.
Oh, no.
What?
By accidentally going through my contact list.
I remember.
That's amazing.
I remember when that happened. Was that kind of late at night, too?
I heard a ringing, and I was like, do I hear a ringing? And I look over, and I see one of our old boss's numbers, and I just like boop, press no on that. I go, Lochlan, what are you doing? It's freaking nighttime.
That guy fired us.
Yeah, like, and you're calling him at night. They think it's a booty call or something.
9:30 Lochlan.
Everything about it was just horrible.
Now, when Lochlan gets to be a little bit older, will he be allowed to climb trees, Denny's?
Yeah, hopefully. I did a lot of tree climbing when I was a kid.
Me too. I loved it.
Yeah.
I did too. We had a tree house with a rope.
Oh, that's tight.
It was super tight. Living up north, you can have trees. Like, I don't think you can really build those here unless you have just an awesome tree in your yard.
Yeah, I mean, some are. There are some really good trees to climb. The banyan, to me, is the best. But
Okay.
yeah, that's
A
pretty
magnolia tree is really good for that too. I had one of those growing up.
solid. Jbird, you said you know a couple who's not even going to allow their kid to climb trees because they think it's way too dangerous.
They don't let either one of their kids ever climb a tree. And I thought that was kind of weird. And then I'm going, do kids even climb trees anymore? Is that a thing? Because they're against it. They're going, you're going to get hurt if you climb a tree. And then it's the whole, the kids are so soft these days.
Yeah, these kids are snowflakes.
You got to climb some trees.
Climb some trees.
Yeah,
what are
but
we doing?
I think this is kind of symbiotic. What is happening today is that parents are being the helicopter parents. They're being too protective. They're not letting their kids get some bumps and bruises, which I think does help build a little bit of character, and it helps you understand too, what you can do and what you can't do.
If you can't climb a tree, later in life, you're going to go to climb a ladder and get on your roof, or you're going to go to do some kind of thing where you have to have dexterity and ability to climb, and you're going to fall.
Well, the reason why I'm laughing is I know they're listening right this second.
Stop raising snowflakes.
Yeah.
Climb trees, kids.
Let them dig in some dirt, climb some trees. I
Yes.
think all that stuff's probably important, right?
Of course.
Get some ringworm. It's good for you.
Hey.
Yeah, I think so. And I think the signs are starting to show because we've had a good generation or at least a decade of kids that have been raised, where they don't want them to do anything at all dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they're starting to see some of the effects. And then what happens? The kids then retreat in the house with the phone. Would you rather have them do? Climbing a tree or being on a phone or, just on a screen all day long?
I pick tree all day.
Remember how mean adults were back when we were kids? 60s, 70s, 80s?
Oh, yeah.
Smoking in cars.
Yeah.
They just wanted you outside, and that's different now. Now parents don't want you outside. They're like, okay, you can stay inside if you want.
Right.
My parents used to always be like, go outside and play.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, teachers used to grab kids and slam them against the wall.
Well, we're not encouraging that.
Yeah, no, that's much different than climbing trees. Yeah.
I draw the line with teacher violence.
What I'm saying was, it was a different time.
The improvements we've made in that area have been good.
Yeah.
I agree.
I saw a nun crack a kid in the skull with a wooden eraser.
Yeah.
I wonder how that kid is today.
Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of parents smoking in cars with kids. Those kind of things. Some things we should leave in the 80s.
Climb
but
trees, yes.
climbing trees is one of those things that we should not.
Physically punching kids, no.
We asked on KVJ TV, should kids be allowed to climb trees? 93% of people said yes.
There we go.
In fact, people are asking, who said no? Maybe it's your family they're on there, Jbird.
I'm going to make Rocco climb a tree today.
Oh, boy.
I'm doing a palm tree.
I don't know if you make the kid climb a tree.
That's a tough one.
You get up that tree and you can't eat dinner till you get all the way to the top.
Virginia's been telling us about how her ambitious mother has big plans to come back and see her here in South Florida. And she was here not too long ago, and it was a lovely time, but I think it puts a lot on Virginia.
We think, too, my sister, who is a medical professional, thinks that she's not taking as much of her bipolar medicine as she's supposed to. The last psychiatrist appointment we were on the phone for, the psychiatrist was shocked to hear she was taking only one of this pill that he thought that she should be taking 2 of per day. And that might be why we got a little bipolar squirreliness and wanting to travel, wanting to do this, wanting to go here. It's all manic.
kind of the wild thing, she might be the only person I know who feels better not taking anything.
Oh, she loves not taking anything.
Right, that's the wild thing. That is her ride, is not taking any pill or any kind of alcohol. And that's when she's like, woohoo, flying high again. Yeah,
Yes.
She's like, this is a party.
Yes.
Yeah, she doesn't need anything.
She doesn't. The bipolar mania is very euphoric.
Right.
And the bad part about it, though, is the euphoria doesn't last forever. There's eventually a crash out, which is usually a depression. And for her, it lasted 10 years last time she had one.
Wow.
So
Okay.
she's on a mania phase right now where she's happy.
Yeah.
But, you remember the time when I was like, my mom doesn't even like me.
Right, yeah. You never hear from her.
I never heard from her for 10 years because she was depressed.
Okay.
And that's part of the bipolar. So getting the medicine right.
Decade-long swings, huh?
Decade-long swings.
Well, that's wild.
It's wild, Kevin.
Okay, so now she's living her best life.
Very happy.
Yeah.
Wants to travel.
Okay.
Doesn't want to eat her medicine as much as she should.
And you and your sister both thought that if she's going to travel, she needs to do it with her husband, and he's a homebody and doesn't want to.
That was the new rule we came up with because we're afraid. Like, her last plan was, I'm going to take a train, and then I'm going to get on a bus, and then from there, I'm going to go on another train. Like, it started to scare us.
Right.
Because when we put her on a plane, we can give her to a sky cap, and then she gets to her destination. There's another sky cap to bring her to us. So the plane is semi-safe with her by herself, but the train and the bus are not. There's no sky caps there.
Right, okay.
So we told her, we're like, okay, you can't travel unless Frank, your husband, comes with you. And then at least we know somebody's watching and making sure that she's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she went home and she asked Frank, please, can we go to New Orleans for Jazz Fest? Please, can we go to Florida for Rocco's First Communion? And Frank said no. Frank doesn't want to travel.
Okay.
Frank wants to stay home. Frank doesn't have the vacation days at work. And I just don't think he's really into it as much as she is.
So how did your mom take that?
She said she's sad, but she understands.
Okay.
So I think she gets it. And what we're going to do instead is we're going to go to her.
Okay.
So her birthday is the same as Magnolia, the end of May. We're going to go see her in Texas the beginning of June to celebrate her 75th birthday.
You must have to love this better than the other option.
I think it is better.
Okay.
I really do, because the fear of her traveling is now so big that it stresses me out. I would rather take on the financial burden of flying my whole family to Texas rather than have her being traveling by herself.
Right. Okay. Well, it sounds like a win then.
Yeah, I think it is a win. I just feel bad that she's a little sad that she's losing her travel privileges, but she has something to look forward to, which is us coming to Texas in early June.
We all need that. I think everybody's got to have something to look forward to.
I agree.
Yeah, you got to always have those things kind of built in.
It's kind of like that pizza raft I ordered on Amazon. It's going to
you
be in
really
a couple
do.
days, and I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah. My son's doing that right now. He's ordering a lot of cards through the mail. And I forgot how exciting it is to get something that you actually want in the mail. I think that ends after you're a kid. Like everything that comes in the mail is just bad at that point.
If it's mail stuff, like a bill, awful. But there's stuff I'll order.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, all my Superman toys came in, and I was so excited.
Okay, yeah.
Like, yes, I got Zod.
Nice.
I got Son of Jor-El.
Yes. I think kids and men children also need that. It's very important to have. Well, it sounds like it is about to go down. There are a lot of angry teachers in Palm Beach, and I think it's probably safe to say Broward kind of feels the same way with how much they are making. Now, the teachers union in Palm Beach County is pushing for about a 4.8 to 5% raise. And there's been a little bit of a fight with that, and it seems like people are a little bit salty with the Palm Beach County Superintendent, Mike Burke. A neutral magistrate came in, and they said, okay, well, he was wanting a 1.5% recurring raise and a one-time 1.5% bonus. And the magistrate said, well, let's go with the 3.5% raise. And I guess that is the sticking point on what's going on with that. So the teachers want the raise. The superintendent doesn't want to give it to them. And there's a lot of fighting that is kind of going back and forth. Now, they're arguing, saying the district says that the state only funded a 0.6% pay raise. So
0.6?
0.6. So
not even a full percent?
No. So that's why the superintendent is saying, well, I'm trying to give you a 1.5% and a 1.5% bonus on top of that. And he says, look, I mean, we've got some financial issues that's going on here, including a $66 million shortfall, and we've lost 7,000 students. So that's why the state doesn't want to give this big raise, because we're losing students, we're losing money, and we just can't sustain what you guys want to make. Now, the union leaders say that teachers are struggling financially. Many are working extra jobs, and they're arguing that the district has reserve funds that could support higher pay, despite what they're saying. And they say, if you want to see where all the money's going, let's take a look at the superintendent's salary, which is anywhere between $340,000 to $371,000 annually. He also gets a $1,200 monthly car allowance, $14,400 annually added into that for expenses, and a $1,000 monthly expense reimbursement. So people are saying, well, we don't seem to have a hard time finding money when it comes to superintendent, but we do when it comes to teachers.
Wow, that's a lot of money that he's making.
He does make a good chunk of change, and then, I know some
How does
people
that compare to other superintendents?
I don't know the breakdown on what they all make, but the argument, one of the comments, is that the Broward County superintendent makes a good chunk of money as well. And, one of the other comments that I just read, somebody said, why do these superintendents make as much as a surgeon? So, yeah, they're just thinking, okay, maybe they're overpaid, and that might be the ticky-tack part of it. I think his salary versus the fact they can't get the raises I do understand. Look, I think public schools have got a little bit of an issue going on right now in the state of Florida. And I hope the state will always budget them. But it almost seems like the state is now favoring some of these charter schools and allowing people to go to private schools. And some of the things that they've given them to do that couple $1,000s that you now get to be able to take your education to a private school is funding some of them.
Because I'd imagine there's probably different tiers and different levels of salaries going on there. Who's making the most?
I just believe in paying teachers. My mom was a teacher. Kev, your mom was a teacher.
My wife's a teacher.
There's just so much of a disparity between when you look at what teachers make and when you look at what the superintendent makes. I mean, that's a big, huge gap. And of course they're going to be salty when you say, I just want to give you a 0.6% raise, but I'm making over $400,000 a year with bonuses and stipends.
Our education system in America, and particularly in Florida, is really out of whack. And it doesn't seem like anybody's stepping in to really come in and say, look, I think it's almost like you got to break the mold and start fresh. Because things right now, they're not sustainable and they're not working out. And obviously you have a lot of very upset people, kind of like one of our listeners, Rosie, who sent in this email. And she said, teachers have been working all year without a contract. The school district wanted to give us a 0.5% raise, and then they increased it to 1%, but it was denied. So an impasse hearing with a magistrate was brought up in to mediate between the two sides. Both sides presented their findings, and the magistrate determined that there's enough money to give teachers a 3.5% raise. Superintendent Burke turned down the proposal and froze the raise at 1.5%.
Oh.
Our insurance, though, went up 1.25% this year. So technically, the raise would be 0.25%. So,
oh my gosh.
They're just saying they've thrown other costs at them. So, yeah, when you really factor into what this raise means, it's really not a lot. She said that comes to about $2 a month for me.
Oh my gosh, that's insulting.
Mm-hmm. She said, I've been teaching for 27 years and I make $66,000. It's pitiful. Meanwhile, the superintendent is making what I just told you, all that, and she kind of breaks that all down. And she said, and he does not have an education degree. He's an economic major, and the board made him superintendent. We need the public to show up to the board meeting today at 5 p.m. The meeting's going to be taking place at the Fulton Holland Educational Services Center that is on Forest Hill Boulevard in West Palm Beach. It's going to be in the boardroom. We would love it for supporters to wear white to show their support and sign up to speak to the board members. The board doesn't care what teachers have to say. They only care what parents and the public have to say. We're trying to generate enough noise to sway the board members to vote in favor of the teachers receiving that 3.5% raise. And the thing that they had done was they did set up an alternate date to have this meeting. It was going to be on a Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. And teachers are like, we can't make that. We're teaching.
At 2 p.m., if you put the meeting at 2 p.m., that tells me you don't want to hear from the teachers. You're doing it during school day. And you also don't want to hear from parents because most of us are working at 2 p.m.
Yeah, that's
You want to do closed door stuff where you can be sneaky and deceptive, and that taxpayers need to rise up and be mad about that.
Now, I know that there are a lot of people going to be showing up to that today. So if you want to go and voice your opinions on that and the teacher pay raise in Palm Beach County, you can do that at 5 p.m. this afternoon. But I think the bigger question is, look, whatever they do, even if they get that raise, I don't even think that's probably enough. And
Right.
I think you've got to look into other factors here. And what are we going to do to change things? Because I believe that they're arguing back that, okay, we give you a raise, we're going to probably have to fire a lot of people because it's not sustainable with our budget. So what do you want? Do you want a lot of you to lose your jobs, or do you want a few of you to get a raise? So I think those are some of the factors that are probably coming up in the argument. So we just need more money, and it's apparently not there. And then the question is, what do parents even want out of their education system? You know, I kind of saw this, that 70% of parents believe traditional school systems prevent children from flourishing. So I even wonder, do parents really feel like their kid is getting the best education at some schools? They say 73% of parents are citing overcrowded classrooms. That this just, again, goes to show you that our educational system is a mess. Nearly half believe schools overemphasize grades and exams, with 31% frustrated by memorization focus over critical thinking. Maybe they're not even teaching our kids the right skills. I think that's why some parents are saying, I'm going to find an alternate form of education for my kids. They say 31% of parents now have considered alternatives like homeschooling. And that's why they're saying we're down 7,000 students. We're off with a lot of money that we get from the state. And so we got some serious problems here.
Wow.
So it's not an easy fix. And I don't think a shouting match today is really going to solve it. Now, I really hope they get that raise. I think that'd be great. But I think a lot of this is kicking the can down the road. You got to get in. We got to make some hardcore decisions on getting teachers paid the right way, but also setting up a structural and sustainable educational system that works and is effective. So we'll see. And I keep an eye on those AI schools like the one they have in Miami and how they do. Are we going to see a future in education on that?
Well, that's scary for teachers.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
You think a 0.6% raise is insulting? You've been replaced by a robot. That's really insulting.
Yeah. Royal Palm Rachel said, thanks for bringing this up, Kev. Fire the people who are on duplicate jobs. We have 54 employees in our accounting department. And it will be interesting, if you don't have AI in the classrooms, could you have AI in some of these legislative offices that could reduce the staff that they have there?
Of course. I think that's why people are freaking out about
I'd
stuff.
rather see AI in the accounting department than an AI robot teacher.
Yeah. So we'll see. But that is going to be going on today. We'll stay on top of it. If you've got any opinions and want to say anything, you can always hit us up, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. You can always sound off here at the KVJ Show.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com. Well, that NFL reporter that was busted hugging up all on the New England's Patriots coach, Mike Vrabel, she just, I guess, resigned even before her contract expired. She's like, I don't want the scrutiny. I don't want the controversy. But everybody's like, that's interesting.
She might have just seen the writing on the wall. I mean, she only had until June, and it was probably just seeing the way things were trending with her company that they were probably not going to renew anyway. And so I think she felt like they at first had her back, but then they've kind of slid on it a bit, because it's been in the sports world one of the biggest talking points and stories over the last couple of days.
You don't want to be the story.
No.
You want to report on the story.
Yes, and that's one of the issues, that they're talking about. I mean, she released a letter and she really stood her ground and said, I've done everything ethically. I wasn't doing anything, because some people were saying that maybe she was at least too flirtatious or trying to get scoop by using sexuality from some of these coaches and whatnot. And so they say that is a violation of the integrity of her job
Gotcha.
and what she should be doing. So, and some people tried to make it a standard, say, well, what about the football coach himself? What about his deal? And then the argument was just said, yeah, ethically, it's not really a problem for him to be having a relationship with a reporter. It would be more problematic, more morally for his family, the fact that he's got kids and a wife.
Yeah, he's got to answer to his wife for getting huggies.
Yeah.
And hanging out by the pool all chummy.
Getting caught.
Yeah, because the Patriots, they don't seem to, they're like,
Oh,
whatever.
Patriots love huggy.
Well, yeah, you're right.
They also love rub and tuggy.
Yeah, go figure, yes. The organization run by Robert Kraft is like, I don't see anything wrong
I
here.
don't see a problem. I mean, I think the guy's a saint.
Yeah, he probably just got a pay raise.
I love the fact that we're hearing some details. This is interesting, you know, with the whole boy band documentary that just dropped. Lance Bass. Sorry.
What is it, Bass Lance?
I changed his
I
name.
love that. That's when he goes under disguise. No, I
changed
wasn't
his
in a
name.
boy band.
Sorry.
They did an interview with the Bass Lance.
Lance Bass talked about when Joey Fatone found out that he wasn't into girls. I guess Joey walked in on Lance and he had his boyfriend over. And yeah, that's how he found out. But he said instead of making it awkward, Joey was like, I don't care. And then he never told anybody, kept it private, and waited for Lance to later decide he was ready to come out and tell everybody in the band. Joey Fatone kept the secret and never told anybody. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. They seem like they have maybe the closest relationship.
He seems nice too, Joey, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
He's a really good dude.
Joey and Lance and Bance, or whatever I called him.
Bance Lass.
Bance Lass. It seems like a really sweet guy.
Okay, that has to make the worst of the week.
Definitely.
The documentary itself looks pretty good. I haven't seen it yet, but some of the clips are kind of interesting. In fact, Joey Fatone got real about, when the fame kind of collapsed and JT left the band. And, I remember seeing photos and a video of Joey Fatone's house. He loved Superman. He had a whole Superman room. And, his house in Orlando was tricked out.
Star Wars too.
Yeah, right. So he had all that stuff going on in his house. And then he was talking about how when things kind of hit rock bottom for him after the money dried up.
This story that I don't think many people know at all. This is where the low part was happening for me. There was one point during Christmas, they shut off the lights to my house because I didn't pay the bill. I almost was going to go bankrupt. And I have a family. This is when I am married. I have 2 kids. These are certain things that happen in normal people's lives as well. But then you have to figure out, for me, how do I do this without the public even watching of what's going on? I was asking people for money. And funny enough, the people that I asked were the people that mostly had the most money in life. They were like, can't help you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Wow.
so talking about T-Lake.
Yeah, he probably asked Timberlake to help out, and Timberlake was like, sorry.
That would be interesting, yeah, if he would have named him. Now, AJ McLean from Boynton Beach, who also is in the band, he was talking a bit, too, in this whole documentary. He was with the Backstreet Boys, but he talked about where his substance abuse issues actually started, and it was at a 2 a.m. photo shoot for the band.
First time I tried drugs was before a video shoot in 2000. My call time wasn't out until 2 a.m. It was a night shoot. I literally went out to dinner with some of the boys, took a nap, woke up a little groggy, and my buddy was there, and he's like, well, if you're tired, I've got something that you could take that'll pick you up. And he pulled out the bag, and I was like, oh, hell no. No. I am not doing that. He's like, well, I'm gonna use your bathroom. It's right there if you want it. I very easily could have done the video shoot without being on drugs. I think in that moment, I just caved and decided, what's the worst that could happen?
There you go. That's how it began for him.
That's crazy. And also very candid, for him to be able to talk about, the details of how it started.
Yeah, look, if you love the boy band era in that time, then it sounds like you would love this documentary.
Well, if you watch The Real Housewives of Miami like I did, Lisa Hochstein, now she was married to the boob guy. Lenny Hochstein, the doctor, and her had a very ugly divorce, and he's a very wealthy plastic surgeon. So now criminal charges have been filed against Lisa and her ex-boyfriend Jody. Her and Jody aren't even together anymore, but I guess back when they were together, Lisa and Jody unlawfully and intentionally intercepted electronic communications that belonged to Lenny. Like they were either wiretapping Lenny, they were eavesdropping through some sort of communications, or they got in his email, or they did something while they were in a lawsuit with Lenny. And now it looks like it is going to be messy because, under Florida law, illegally intercepting communications can be charged as a felony. And if they catch that you did it during a contentious divorce, you could be in big trouble. So stay tuned. That would be super juicy. If Lisa, the cutest and most sweet from the Real Housewives of Miami, went to jail, oh my gosh, Dr. Lenny would be laughing so hard because he hates her.
Oh, he does.
Oh my God, he hates his ex-wife.
Drama on these shows, huh?
So much drama, and this is real drama, Kevin. I know you say it's fake. This is real.
Real, okay. All right.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
All right, we're going to see how well you can BS your way through answers that you may not know. A little snapshot to what it was like when Virginia, Jbird, and producer Denny's were called on in school back in the day. It's a game called Am I Close? And we'll see, can they get close to what the actual answer to the question should be? Virginia, your question, can you tell me why did they call it the Dark Ages?
So they called it the Dark Ages because everybody had kind of a mood. I mean, you would have had a mood too. There was like scarlet fever, yellow fever, typhoid fever, all the fevers.
Every fever.
The triple threat.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And, those are dark times mentally. When you're going through S-bomb like that. Yeah. Dark ages, bruh.
Can you imagine how cool it would have been to be emo then?
Oh my God.
Everybody was probably emo.
So cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's just where you were.
Everyone had dark eyeliner and just walking around sad.
Am I close?
I'm going to ask Jbird over here. What is the difference between a cemetery and a graveyard?
A cemetery is for where you have bigger structures like tombstones, like your coffins, things like that. And it's also where people work, like a grounds crew. The other thing is strictly straight up just spirit. You go there and you're like, oh boy, no one even works here. Boy, this is creepy. Dead people? Am I close?
Boy, dead people?
No one works here.
No. No one works here.
Dead people.
A lot of people laying down on the job.
And Denny's, a question I have for you here in Am I Close? Why is the dollar symbol an S?
Yes, the dollar symbol is an S because they used to use snails for currency.
Yes, okay.
And over time, they just, saying like, hey, can I get 5 snails for this? And snails that, snails that. They were like, let's just cut this down to just an S symbol. It's just a snail S symbol now. So
so instead of like an actual bill of currency, they would actually just exchange snails.
Yeah.
So the S stands for snail.
They don't give you much room on a check, so it was easier to just draw the S than it was to actually, draw a snail.
Okay.
If this was an actual college class, would you kick us all out of class?
It would be. I'd be like, going, man, I gotta do something else in my life.
I don't want to be a teacher anymore.
Right. 3.5% pay raise is not even close enough.
No.
Even if I got that. Okay, who gave us the best answer when it came to Am I Close just a second ago? I'd asked Virginia, why did they call it the Dark Ages? And she said it was just kind of a feverish era. They had all kinds of fever.
It was terrible. It was dark and sad.
Scarlet fever, yellow fever, red fever.
Typhoid fever.
Yes.
Funny enough, I think you would have done well that time period.
I mean, she loves wearing black.
Yeah.
She would have crushed it in the Dark Ages.
I feel like I have some sort of fever with these hot flashes.
Okay.
Your mama still got menopause?
Oh my gosh, it's getting worse by the minute.
Oh, man.
Who wants to fight?
Well,
I swear I don't. I'm so scared.
well, the reason why they called it the Dark Ages was mainly because Renaissance scholars viewed the period as a cultural decline and because fewer records survived in this era than what had happened with the Roman Empire, which was ending around 500 AD. So it's not because it was truly dark or a stagnant era, but that's why it has the name the Dark Ages.
Could you imagine having menopause during the Dark Ages?
Oh my gosh.
Good luck with a fan then.
If you lived that long, right? I mean, the life expectancy
It was like 12.
wasn't as good as it is now.
Yeah, terrible. We asked Jbird what the difference between a cemetery and a graveyard is, and he had said the cemetery has your bigger structures, graveyard basically nobody working there. Yeah. So I think you just kind of drive by and you throw your dead grandpa in the yard and just kind of keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a yard and there's just, whatever.
I miss you, dog.
It sounded good to me.
Okay, you're going with that.
Yeah, I give him an A.
The slight difference is that a graveyard is a burial ground attached to a church. It's typically a little bit smaller and historically used for members of that church. If you go to some old country churches, you'll see little graveyards always out back of the church. And that would have been the graveyard. Whereas a cemetery is kind of a separate non-church affiliated burial ground. Usually it's larger and open to people of all faiths or none.
Huh.
Yeah, I knew somebody, they could look out their window and see a cemetery. And I always thought, does that freak you out at nighttime? Could you do that? Or would that creep you out?
Depends on what I had to pay for the house. If I got a good deal, yeah, cemetery it up. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many houses. I believe the creepy house that they've got at Woodlawn Cemetery, I think that was the deal, is that originally that was the church that they have at Yesteryear Village. That house that's there, the Riddle House, I think that originally was attached to a cemetery or graveyard.
That's a good little nugget of information.
Well, I mean, spirits are just passing through, right?
Yeah.
My favorite is when Virginia got yelled at by the woman working there because Virginia was talking too loud.
I had a few pops in me.
Yeah.
Why would I be at the South Florida Fair if I'm not drinking?
She was making fun of me, and she had an audience, and they were like eating it all up. And then this older woman comes out, "You need to lower your voice right now."
You loved it.
It was awesome.
Yeah. She got scolded while trying to rip on you.
I left. I got a drink.
You did. You left.
I'm like, ugh. Disgusting.
And then we asked Denny's, why is the dollar symbol an S? And he said the S stood for snails because that's what they exchanged instead of money. That's not really it.
Oh.
Am I close?
Not too much. They say that the symbol likely evolved from the Spanish peso, which was widely used in early America. As we were getting going on, I guess we had the peso before maybe we had the dollar.
We did?
And they say merchants abbreviated pesos as PS, and over time the letters were written together with the S overlapping the P, and eventually it just created the modern dollar sign that we have now.
Huh.
That's why we have that symbol.
So it's not snails?
I know, right?
Also right.
I'm
Crazy.
Shocked.
And you might see why Denny's was voted as having the worst answer.
No, escargot.
Yeah. 25% said that his was best. Virginia wasn't much better with 29% of the vote. And the person who did the best, Jbird, 46% of the vote today.
I believed his. I was like, damn, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Got me. Got me. I knew the answer, and I was still confused.
That tells you how dumb the room is. We're like, yeah.
Well, we have all got them. Random, strong opinions, and we'd love to hear yours. 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. This text that we got here says, cake is overrated. Pie wins every time.
I kind of agree. I'd much prefer like a wet pie to a cake. Some cakes are dry. Now, if you get a wet cake versus a wet pie, it's a toss up.
Okay.
I had one of those 2J banana
Ooh.
Cakes the other day, man. Let me.
2J's brings that wet cake.
Kevin.
So
good, huh?
moist.
Oh, I ate so much. I was in pain, and I fought through the
Kept
pain.
going, yeah.
Yeah.
You had determination.
Yes.
Yeah, it was that good. Are you a cake or a pie guy, Bird?
I mean, that's like saying, who do you love more?
Yeah, because that's what this is saying. It's saying cake is overrated, pie wins every time. And 64% of people are saying that is blasphemy.
Pie wins every time? No.
Unless it's cheesecake, which I think is more of a pie than a cake.
Okay. Well, that's another interesting opinion.
Cheesecake's kind of the same density to me as like a key lime pie.
Okay.
I mean, I love them both. Don't get me wrong. But give me that cake. I want it.
Okay. Well, only 31% of people agree that cake is overrated and pie wins every time.
Remember that time I made a pie cakein?
Ooh, do I?
A little bit of both.
It was a pie
Everybody
inside
wins.
a cake with cheesecake in there as well.
I remember that well because you know what? That lasted so long in my refrigerator, and I had so much pie cake in.
It was ridiculously rich. I mean, each slice was like 2,000 calories.
Yeah, no, I could feel my breasts getting much larger daily.
Now, do you agree with this? This random strong opinion says boiling the lasagna noodles before assembling the lasagna is the biggest waste of time and ruins the lasagna. And don't get me started on the no boil version of those noodles. They're the worst.
Whoa.
Okay.
I thought you were supposed to boil them before you make the lasagna. I'm not.
They said it's the biggest waste of time and it ruins the lasagna. That's the
Really?
opinion. That's their take on it.
Your meat and your cheese better be wet.
And I don't know what the no boil version of those noodles are. They say that they're the worst. So
Yeah, it's just like a parboiled situation with the noodle, I bet.
okay.
Or it's like when someone tries to tell you spaghetti squash is better than regular spaghetti.
That person deserves a throat punch.
I mean, and honestly, there's been dozens of people who've tried to tell me that.
Look, I understand you're trying to be healthy with your squash noodles, but it is nowhere near the fun of pasta. Get out of here now.
It's actually quite offensive.
Okay. Offensive, huh?
Yeah, it's an offensive statement.
If we think we're getting pasta and we get squash noodles, that is a reason to throat punch.
Well, like Virginia said, I get it. You're trying to be healthy, but don't try to tell me that it's better than regular spaghetti. Kind of like Halo. It's just as good as regular ice cream.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Halo tastes like dog ice cream.
I mean, Halo tastes amazing. Again, if you haven't eaten in 9 days.
Michael says, when you're buying all-purpose flour, why can't they package it in something other than just paper?
Yes, every time you cook with it, it looks like you had a cocaine party.
He said, make better packaging. Every time I pick the all-purpose flour up, I get it all over myself.
I picked it up at the store and it was leaving the store. Like, what is going on here? We can't figure out a better bag.
He said, I'm in public looking like I got a Coke problem.
Amen, brother. I'm with you on that one.
Okay. This random strong opinion says there are only 3 Star Wars films, the original trilogy.
I mean,
They refuse to let even another concept enter their world.
that's part of the fight, Virginia, where people start, the super dorks start going after each other.
All right, you guys go over there and go after each other. I'll be over here having a cocktail with the cool kids.
I mean, well, what are your thoughts with the whole, Cloud City thing with Lando?
Cloud City is not what it used to be.
And this person said, never trust someone that uses more than one emoji per message. Guess there's a quote on that.
I love multiple emojis.
Okay, let's say you're making a joke. How many laughy emojis are you allowed to have until the point you're going, all right, it wasn't that funny?
If it's my own joke, I only give it 1 or 2. But if it's somebody else's joke and I'm trying to say good job,
Yeah.
I'll give it 3 or 4.
I go 3. If it's really funny and I genuinely laughed, I'm like, okay, I'll give you 3. If I didn't really think it was funny, I'll give you 1 smiley face.
But you're right, though. It's different for you. You can give it up for somebody. You can give up 3 or 4 emoji. You can't give yourself 3 or 4 emoji laughs.
No.
You can't.
You're a terrorist if you give yourself 4 emoji laughs on your own joke.
Okay. Well, love your random strong opinions, 877-979-WRMF. And we asked KVJ TV right now about the Star Wars trilogy. It's only the original that counts. 53%, a slight majority, disagree with that.
I mean, look how close that is, though.
It's about a 50-50. About half of the people there think that there's only 3 Star Wars movies that count. The rest of them, they love some of the other ones.
It's almost weird the fandom of Star Wars became what the movie was really about. Like the movie, never mind. I'm already never mind.
Whoa. You let him go too long, Kevin.
That was rather interesting. I saw this poll asking people, do you personally feel like you're currently smarter than your parents? How would you rate that? Now, I always looked at that. I thought my parents, I'm like, gosh, they're so smart. It was kind of weird because I think we all go through stages when we look at our parents. Then maybe you think they know everything, then they know nothing, then they know a lot more. And then maybe later in life, you're like, I don't know, did they know anything? I feel like I'm going back and forth, and I'm not really sure.
You gotta start questioning your parents when you're getting to double-digit numbers.
And if you're lucky enough to have elderly parents,
Right.
then their brain changes.
True, yeah.
And then they become a different person sometimes.
And I think it's only fair you got to consider what they were in their prime. And were you smart enough to understand how smart they were?
I just knew around 10, 11, I'd start kind of questioning things.
Like,
more.
wait a minute.
What's going on over here?
Yeah. Now, they did a national poll, and I was kind of curious where KVJ TV would be set on that. What would you say? Do you personally feel like you're currently smarter than your parents? Virginia.
I mean, on some things, yes. I mean, just because my mom's brain is changing so significantly, then
Her height, her peak, and it's all general knowledge. Just overall intellect. You can't do it based. Well, she would know more on that. It's just if you took the totality of knowledge.
see, I think every person. I think most people think that they are smarter than their parents, and I think most people think they're smarter than they really are.
What about you?
I don't think I'm smarter than maybe my parents at their peak.
Okay. You think they got you on that?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Because some things they were dumb on.
Right, by the way,
I'm
great
going to say they
answer.
were smarter than you. I'm just going to go on out and be like, I think your parents win.
That was 3 minutes of nothing.
After that answer, I'm like, your parents are definitely smarter than you are.
Like, answer the question.
I don't know. I quit.
Parents win on that one.
Kevin was trying to be patient.
That's a hard question.
Wow. What do you think, Bird?
No, I don't. My dad was always very smart. He had a good mechanical mind. I think the only thing I'm smarter than my dad is the original trilogy from Star Wars.
Okay, all right.
So that I am. But other than that, no, I think he's smarter than me.
Okay. I'm going to go that I was smarter than my parents. I'm going to say that. I feel like I'm that, and I think a lot of people feel that way. Now, the national, it's kind of interesting how it's flipped. On the poll that I saw they did with a bigger core size, 48% of people said yes, they feel personally like they're currently smarter than their parents ever were. But our audience, boy, they feel good about themselves because 70% feel like they're smarter than their parents. It's a lot higher than the other national average. So we just got a lot of smart listeners at KVJ, right? They're all smarter than their parents.
I think it's hard, too, to say you're dumb. Not a lot of people want to do it.
I think we do struggle, and I think sometimes you don't necessarily know.
Humans don't like to be wrong or stupid. They do not. It's a hard thing. If someone's wrong, it's hard for a lot of people to say, I was wrong. For some reason, it just embarrasses us.
A big part of the reason for my answer is because we have access to so much more information now, which I have. And if you've taken advantage of that opportunity, then you should be smarter than what your parents were. My parents also were always in very small towns. They never lived in big cities, and your social group was 6. So, not really getting out and hearing other viewpoints and seeing the world, they didn't do. Now, my mom did travel. My dad never, He doesn't like to go to a town of more than 10,000 people. So, I think that also will stunt you a bit and just getting perspective and overall depth of knowledge.
And there's different types of smart out there. I mean, I think my mom had good street smarts. She grew up on the street, so she had kind of a street type of mindset.
Right.
Where my dad, he had a different type of smart skill sets, but it was definitely different.
Yeah, got to factor it in. It's hard to rate, when you're trying to say if you're smarter than one person or the other, but yeah, a lot of people feel pretty good about being smarter than their parents. And I honestly think today you should be. Now, does your town that you grew up in, did it have an unusual nickname to it? Because I was just thinking about this the other day. I'm like, how many towns have that? Because the town I grew up in, a lot of people didn't have a lot of money, but there was maybe 50 to 100 people that did. And they all lived up on the hill in nice houses. And we called it Snob's Knob because that's where all the rich people lived. Was up in that part of town. If you're in Snob's Knob, you'd made it. Now, I was trying to think, how many little pockets of South Florida have a nickname of that nature for different reasons?
You definitely have it for parties. I know in high school, you'd be like, we're going to the dunes, man. We're going to Double Roads, bro.
Double Roads is one. Yeah, that's one I've heard of around here. And what was Double Roads that made it unique?
Basically, it was just the beach at nighttime, and then you ran from the cops when they showed up.
Okay. I'm assuming there were 2 roads.
It was 2 roads.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See how I'm so smart?
You are smarter than your parents.
Yep. I just wanted to flex that.
I didn't think about it. I'm like, I think there's 2, Kevin.
Yeah, I was curious how many towns have something like that, a little area that you have that is a little bit of a nickname. I know you've talked about Diaper Beach. Is that a legit, a lot of people you'd use that in, what was that, for Du Bois Park? Is that where you said that was?
It was Du Bois Park, I think, is turned really, really nice and pretty, but there was a time where it was a little bit grosser. And yeah, you would call it Diaper Beach. And you would just see all these kids in diapers and all these old men drinking their beer, and they're all farting in there.
Yeah. Some of the other nicknames we've got here in South Florida. Tigger said Vero is Zero Beach.
Oh, I like Vero. Vero is peaceful.
And then Shay said it's Lake Worthless.
Oh.
I've heard that one before. And then Brandon says we've got Port St. Lousy.
Oh.
Or Pot St. Lucie.
Pot St. Lucie is growing.
Mm-hmm. One person said growing up in Loxahatchee, they called it Lots of Scratchy. I don't think I've ever heard of that. I don't know what they got going on in Loxahatchee.
Crabs?
Maybe it's the mosquitoes. I hope it's something that innocent. Wellington Welly is one nickname that is going on around here. And then Mud Flats. I don't think I've heard of that area.
Did you say Mud Flaps?
It's Mud Flats. But yeah, Mud Flaps is another one. I think that's maybe what the ladies in town have that.
Not cute.
Yeah, not cute at all.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Cause we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com. Well, that Ruby Rose came out strong, talking about something that she said happened back in 2014 when she claims that Katy Perry sexually assaulted her and did something pretty scandalous. We can't even really get into the details of it, but just trust us. It was pretty scandalous. As of yesterday, Ruby Rose said she finalized filing a police report and that she will not be able to speak publicly now as there is going to be an investigation into what happened, and she is not allowed to talk about the case or anybody involved in it, thanks to, I guess, what the Australian police told her.
Okay.
I mean, it's been since 2014. Do they not have a statute of limitations?
Well, what we were saying yesterday with this, and, it involved Katy Perry taking naughty bits and placing it on her face while she was passed out in a club, causing her to projectile vomit. That's what she's saying. Now, she said she had witnesses, but I don't know, do they have any video? Do they have any photos? This was 20 years ago, which you didn't have as much of that going on at that time. And Katy Perry wasn't the star then that she is now. I think it's kind of when she was on her rise up.
Boy, it's real tough. tough couple months for Katy Perry.
Yeah, well, and this is the thing to keep an eye on because we've seen this before many times, like Cosby and just some of these other people where one story comes out and then what do you know? Somebody else has got a story. And, oh, you got a Katy Perry story? I got a Katy Perry story. And then they just kind of start coming. And now the way things are with so much video that's been done, now you've got people that can go back through time and they can start to put some stuff together. And we're getting a bit of that going on right now with Katy Perry herself. In fact, one of the latest things I've seen was, this is Anna Kendrick. She was on when Conan was doing a show. And she was talking about an incident that she had with Katy Perry. Now, there is a term in here that I'll just warn the parents, earmuffs. This is probably something you want to turn down here as she describes what Katy Perry did to her.
Katy Perry finger banged my cleavage. It was a weird night. She's very mature.
Paint the scene. So you're standing still and Katy Perry walks by and...
I have met her before, and yeah, she's like...
That's her thing.
Yeah, you know, she's aggressive. I like it.
Okay.
Okay. Katy Perry's aggressive. I like it. You know, putting her hand in another girl's boobs. But some people now are starting to document some other things that had happened. Like back in 2012, backstage at a concert, an 18-year-old Justin Bieber was apparently groped by a 28-year-old, caught on camera, and it was all laughed off as being Katy Perry.
They got the American Idol clip where she goes and runs and kisses that one kid.
Yeah, that was 19-year-old Benjamin Glaze. Told the judges he'd never been kissed. She kissed him anyway. He said he would have said no, which you look at that now, if you would have flipped the genders, we probably would have looked at that differently.
Not good optics.
And then back in 2013, an 18-year-old Shawn Mendes on the red carpet mid-interview, she touches his butt. He was visibly shaken, and he said that's not a game. It was kind of covered up as a joke because, Katy Perry, But now as people are kind of looking at this, like Anna Kendrick just said there, she's a little aggressive. And so it maybe does put some validity to what Ruby Rose claimed, which what Ruby Rose is claiming is more severe than all these other ones.
Way more severe.
But it does maybe establish a pattern where she will touch naughty bits or places that she shouldn't put her hand, and she's aggressive about it and thought it was joking and funny.
Oh, I kissed a girl. That's her song.
Right.
But she was very much look at me during American Idol. I don't know how much you remember of how cringy she would be.
Yeah, she was.
It was pretty rough, y'all.
Well, in other news, Taylor Frankie Paul will not be prosecuted for that alleged involvement in the domestic violence. Is it really alleged? Because we saw the video. It was her and her ex, Dakota Mortensen, and she was throwing metal bar stools so hard at him, and one of them ricocheted off of the kid's head sitting on the sofa next to her. I guess, I don't know. The cop said there wasn't enough evidence to support filing criminal charges against her. And so they decided yesterday that they will file no criminal charges. Wow, that's interesting. And finally, here in other news, Vid is a Miami-based company that puts on large-scale music and sporting events. According to court documents, they filed a lawsuit against Lionel Messi and the Argentine Football Association on yesterday. Now, what they're saying right here in South Florida is that there's fraud and breach of contract. They say they paid Lionel Messi and the AFA $7 million for the exclusive rights to two exhibition matchups, and they say those never happened and Lionel Messi never played, and that they are out all the money and they want their cash back. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. They claim he blew off the games. So
okay.
We'll have to stick around for the end of that. $7 million is a lot to pay, and then the star doesn't show up. I would be sad too. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
I don't think you're going to be shocked that Taylor Swift is topping the 2026 American Music Awards with 8 nominations.
No, not at all.
Crushing it. She's extending her record-breaking dominance at the ceremony where she already holds 40 career wins.
She's a beast, Kevin.
They say 4 artists are tying for second place with 7 nominations. Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Dean, Somber, and Morgan Wallen. Look at Olivia Dean, huh? Look at her go.
They all, even Morgan Wallen, they all got a long way before they'll touch Taylor. She's that top of that mountain.
Yeah, by a lot.
By a lot.
Lady Gaga and Alex Warren, they've got 6 American Music Award nominations. They say that for Taylor Swift, she's got Artist of the Year, Best Female Pop Artist, and Album of the Year for The Life of a Showgirl. And The Fate of Ophelia competes for Song of the Year, Best Pop Song, Best Music Video. And then Elizabeth Taylor vies for Song of the Summer. So that might be interesting because imagine if Elizabeth Taylor is the Song of the Summer when she gets married. And I'm already hearing that Taylor Swift might be modeling her wedding dress after one that Elizabeth Taylor wore.
Oh my gosh, it's so poetic.
It is, except for the fact that Elizabeth Taylor was married, I think, 8 times.
9.
9. 9.
Look, Elizabeth Taylor is an icon. And yeah, now you have 9 amazing dresses to pick from.
But you don't think that's a bad omen? Like that couldn't backfire on you by modeling your wedding dress after somebody went through 9 weddings, failed weddings?
You're good. You just have 9 dresses to pick from. That's awesome.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what she does.
I mean, after the 7th wedding, aren't you kind of like, you know what? I think I'm good.
I think Elizabeth Taylor was crushing it. When she got tired with a guy, she moved on to the next. Kick them to the curb. Yes.
Okay.
Kick them to the curb if they're not holding up, carrying their weight. Bye. Let me get a new one. I'm Elizabeth damn Taylor.
She was the one that was in charge.
She was the piece.
Okay. Well, we know that Taylor Swift's relationship with Travis Kelce, that is all real because we can see them. We've seen them together. We got a KVJ Nationer here that has a buddy named Dave, and Dave's got a girlfriend, and they're apparently at the I love you stage. But this dude doesn't even think Dave has a real girlfriend. Now, he said he was telling me about his girlfriend, and the more he talked, the more suspicious I got. Now, they've never met in real life. That was the one thing that kind of got me like, okay, because I've heard these catfishing stories. I know how things go.
If they've never met in real life, that's not a real relationship.
Now, she also lives out of state, so that's part of it.
We have airplanes, y'all.
Just hasn't happened yet. They do talk on the phone every single day.
Uh-oh.
And he said, well, can we do a video chat? I'd love to see that. Apparently, she will not video chat because she did once with a guy and he stalked her. And so she's not comfortable showing off her face and things like that. Now, I guess apparently she has sent some photos to Dave so that he can see what she looks like. But he asked for them. And when Dave sent them, he's like going, dude, they're at least AI enhanced, if not AI created.
You can actually take a picture of them and find out if they exist anywhere else in the world and if they've been enhanced.
And if you're not comfortable, showing yourself on FaceTime, I don't know, wear a Zorro mask or something. Or a unicorn mask.
This is weird. You're being catfished.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it. Now, a couple other things. He said, well, where did you guys even meet? He said it was a video game chat portal. Is where they're just playing
That's
games.
Not good.
They start talking.
It's called love.lies.
Yeah. She's 38. She has no kids. That's kind of lovely and convenient. It's right around his age. Now, his buddy then said, okay, well, is she asking you for money? What does she want? She want plane tickets? She want anything else? He's like, no, she never asked me for anything. No money, nothing. That's why he believes that he's in a genuine relationship, because it's just connection, communication, and apparently they end their conversations with I love you.
The original catfishes weren't about money. They were about I love yous and all that. It became financial scams, but the original catfishes were people that were bored, that felt like they had no excitement or love or attention in their lives. And this is how they fed that empty part of them, by pretending to be somebody they weren't and then getting someone to give them the attention they craved so much.
Yeah, I remember listening to this one radio show, and this person came in there completely catfished the entire crew, including 2 producers.
We got catfished hard.
Yeah, no, I know.
And it wasn't about money.
Right.
It was about attention and love and communication and a bond. That's it. Some people are so desperate for that and they're so lonely that they would make up a whole entire personality.
The mentality and the psyche of somebody who's just in it to catfish, like you're talking about, it is bizarre.
It's bizarre. It's lonely. It's desperate. And it gives them something to be excited about. And it doesn't have to be about money.
Yeah. Tom says if you're not kissing and holding hands, you don't actually have a girlfriend. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
He's describing just all the people I know that have been married for 10 years or longer.
If you haven't met face to face and snuggled, you don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
I think in the beginning, you can start to talk to each other and learn about each other in the beginning, but we got to speed that up pretty quick. If you're at a point where, I can't show my face, well, what's going on here?
You're lying. That's what's going on. It's a catfish.
96% of people do not think that Dave actually has a girlfriend. So what do you do if you're this friend? Do you keep just patronizing him, be like, oh, how's your girlfriend doing? And go along with her? Or do you eventually say, come on, man. Like, you got to have, to me, a deal breaker is if they won't FaceTime, but yet she's sending you photos, because that contradicts itself right in and of that. I'm like, so how do you sit there and how do you reconcile that? The fact that she won't do the FaceTime because she's been stalked before, but yet she sent you what appear to be AI photos. I'd be like, come on, man. Like, if he's a good friend, like if he's just, I'd be like, I'd probably patronize, be like, good for you, dude. But if I really knew him and cared about this guy, I'd be like, Dave, come on, man.
You're being stupid. Maybe Dave is getting something out of this too. And maybe Dave is too scared to actually pursue a real girl.
Well, he may not want the truth. He may just love the companionship that he gets and feeling like he has somebody. And that's enough. It scratches enough of the itch for him to tolerate the fact that he's probably talking to some dude in Indonesia.
And that dude might be sending him breast pictures. You don't know.
You don't know.
The two of them may be getting what they want out of this, and he may not want to face reality. If I was Dave's friend, I would put him in a car, and we would drive to wherever this woman lives so we can go see her face to face. We would do an old-fashioned catfish style.
Okay, even though she's out of state, you're driving there, huh?
We're road tripping, bruh.
But then, you know, I've heard of those kind of stories too, and it's odd. They'll always have some kind of weird excuse as to how it all works and why they can't do this and why you can't come see me.
If you can't see him or her face to face, it's a catfish.
And then they become the victim. They play victim. Meanwhile, what they've done to you really is terrible. They made you think you had this thing.
Remember that Manti Te'o story?
Sure, yeah.
That was heartbreaking.
It is
you
heartbreaking.
felt for that guy.
Yeah. And you know, he doesn't seem like a guy that doesn't seem like any kind of dummy.
No.
He really didn't. He seemed like he's a very grounded, intelligent individual. I mean, he went to Notre Dame. That's not a dummy school.
None of us knew about catfishing when it happened to him.
Yeah.
I kind of thought he got a wrong deal.
I did too.
Yeah, he did. And I'm just kind of wondering, how often does this happen to people? Because if it can happen to somebody like that and Dave, maybe it can happen to you. It is interesting, some of the psychology that goes into this and how many people have actually been catfished.
I know so many people. I told you about my buddy who got catfished on Valentine's Day night.
Yep, I remember that one. He was heartbroken.
Yeah, and you know, look, he'll openly say, hey, I struggle meeting people. I'm not necessarily a guy that goes out there and racks in the ladies, and he got duped because he was lonely, and he admitted that.
And these girls, they come off, and some of them are not even girls, but they come off so perfect, like beautiful. They don't want to go meet you in person. They'll just talk to you on the phone and fill that void.
No, you're right. Some of the comments that we got here, people text in. One said, 10 years ago, I wasted 1 month of my life being catfished. And when I was falling for him, then he started asking for money. I started to get suspicious. And as I started to ask him questions, he had every excuse not to video chat or to meet in person. And that, to me, is the telltale sign.
Yes.
I mean, when they don't do the video chat, that I think would have to be a deal breaker.
Or there's always some kind of drama why they can't meet you. Oh, my mom had a heart attack. Oh, someone just got into a car. There's always this big grand excuse of why they can't meet up with you.
Lies.
Lies.
Another person said, my 21-year-old son met a girl on a video game stream, but it ended up being real. She lives in Utah, and he went out to meet her a couple of times. It ended due to the distance, but it was real. I couldn't believe it. And you're right, you get suspicious right away. But, yeah, there's just a couple things. If they don't do video chats and you can't ever go see them in person, then you are likely not in a real relationship.
Amen.
And one person said, yeah, my mom's coworker who's in his 60s just seems to be a victim time and time again, where he can only go see his girlfriend who was a stripper, and he had to go see her at the club, and then she would be texting him all the time whenever she needed money. He would pay her rent, pay for groceries, support her 16-year-old son, and, you know, he could never meet them outside of her work. And so, you know, I think sometimes there are just a lot of people like this. That
You're just a customer.
Yeah, they are. That's paying all of her bills. And look, there are people that will take advantage of this. They understand people are lonely and in love. You know, one person said, I'm a fraud detective for a local police department, and we get catfishing, romance, scheme, fraud calls daily. It is insane how many people, even some of the smartest people you know, fall for it and lose thousands upon thousands of dollars. I think it's just the heart. Like, we just want to connect so much. We just want to be loved that sometimes you turn off the common sense, the good sense that the good Lord gave you. And you just ignore that because you don't really want to know the truth. Probably like Dave. I don't think Dave wants to know the truth.
I think you're right.
And it's also screwing me up because I think I'm getting catfish on stuff, and I'm like, don't you ever call here again. I know you are a liar. Mr. Pennington, this is your doctor's office. Sorry, guys. Can I still come in?
We just assume everybody's a scam now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been scammed many times, so I'm paranoid.
Okay, we've been doing the KVJ show for coming up on 27 years now. So we're going to see how well we know each other here on the show. Dang. All right. Now, today we're going to find out specifically, does Virginia know me, Kevin, better than Denny's knows Jbird?
Oh.
Not a shot.
A little epic battle.
It is.
Old versus new, Big D.
Age versus beauty. Which one are you?
I definitely am age.
Definitely an age.
I take age.
Okay, has either Jbird or myself failed our driver's test the first time that we took it? What do you think about me, Virginia? Did I fail it the first time I took it?
No, you did not.
You are correct. I did not. Okay. Denny's, what about Jbird?
I thought I remember a story about Bird having to take it twice.
He is the worst driver on the show.
All of this is very hurtful, by the way.
I thought he did. I'll stick with my original answer. I thought he failed it once.
Did you fail it?
I did not. I passed it, and I passed with the Hail Mary, and it was the last. I couldn't miss any more questions. And the sign for deer. What does this mean? And it was a deer. I go, deer.
Okay, has either myself or Jbird ever gotten a hickey before? Denny's, what do you think about with Jbird?
Oh, yeah.
He used to collect them like he now collects figurines.
We used to call him neck slut.
I can't even do that anymore because Virginia's way too close and the lights are way too bright in here.
Dude, why do you have a turtleneck on? It's June.
And she would call me out too. I would
I
have
know.
a turtleneck on.
Those were where he's going to get like a clot to his brain.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Those things would be so deep purple.
Yeah, sometimes we're like a little vampire play.
Passion.
What about me, Virginia? Have I ever had a hickey?
You have.
I have, but I was like 15.
Yeah. Not in modern time, Kev. The Mexican queen is like, no, I'm good.
No. Ain't gonna happen.
She'd probably punch you if you try to give her a hickey.
Please try to give her a little neck nibble today and video it. Let us hear how that goes.
All right, Jbird, you got to have pen and paper here for the next one.
All right.
Okay.
You can take my pen.
The next question here is going to be, can we name 5 Tom Cruise movies?
Okay.
Can we name 5 Tom Cruise movies?
I feel like I would struggle with this really hard, but I feel like Kevin can, right?
Yeah, I absolutely feel like Bird definitely can.
These cats love movies. They're both old AF, and that's when Tom Cruise did most of his work.
I don't know why this has to be so insulting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm over
don't
here
think I
trying
opened
to
myself up for that.
concentrate. I know.
Yeah. Do you think I can, Virginia? You're going to say,
do think you can.
Denny's, what do you think?
I think Bird definitely can.
Okay. All right. Let's show my work. I'd be a yes. I put Top Gun Maverick, War of the Worlds, Born on the 4th of July, Vanilla Sky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vanilla Sky, Obscure Drop.
I know.
Carlo Money, Few Good Men, Jerry Maguire, Mission Impossible, Cocktail, Top Gun, Page 2. I also have.
They do Color of Money in there.
It goes
Look at that.
on and on.
That was just a chance for us to show off that we're in the Tom Cruise fan club, apparently.
Well, we wanted to do the Tom Cruise cruise, which
true.
I think is still a fabulous idea. We get a big boat, and everybody comes in costume in their favorite Tom Cruise character from a movie, the Tom Cruise cruise.
I think it's still a viable idea.
Yeah.
I know our company loves when we drink near water.
I understand the liability because we do drink like fish. Somebody could go overboard and die. I get it.
I mean, we were talking about that 5 years ago.
That's wild. Yeah, it was when Maverick, I think, was going to come out, and that's been out for, what, 3 years, something like that?
We're hard to insure around here.
Okay, does Jbird and myself talk in our sleep? What do you think, Denny's? Does Jbird talk in his sleep?
Definitely.
You're going to say that he definitely
Mutterings.
does? Jbird, do you talk in your sleep?
I mean, screaming, mutterings, talking, all of it.
Yelling out regret.
Just, it's not a pretty thing for anybody to watch.
Okay, what about me, Virginia? Do I talk in my sleep?
You do not. You get it all out here.
Yeah, you're right. I've talked enough. It's like, dude, shut up. Can you just sleep quietly? Gosh, I mean, how much more talking do you have to do?
I picture Kevin like sleeping like on his back with his hands across his chest like a mummy.
Like a vampire.
Not moving at all through the night.
Not even moving an inch. Just stays there and then wakes up like a robot. Right on time, every day.
Ding, there we go.
Hair look perfect.
Yep.
You don't think he's like prep as he sleeps?
No.
All right.
Okay, next question here. Can Jbird and I recall the last 2 outgoing calls that we made?
So it'd be the last 2 people you guys called personally.
Yes, the last 2 people that we called personally. Can we quickly draw up that information? What do you think about me, Virginia?
I know you don't call people a lot, so it'd be outgoing, not incoming.
Yes.
But you do call your wife. I'm going to say you can remember the last 2 outgoing calls you had.
Okay. I think if I guessed, I probably would guess them correct, but I don't have memory of that. So I don't want to take that point. I will say no. I can't vividly right now remember. It's between 3 people, and I only talked to 3 people on the phone. I don't remember what it would have been about. I don't remember what it would have been. But yeah, I really don't talk on the phone. Maybe twice a month. Not even exaggerating, I don't think. It's crazy.
Oh, I never talk on the phone.
Texting is the way to go.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can work that into multitasking. And we all know Kevin is a multitasking beast.
Got to, Virginia. That, unfortunately, because of my bad memory, because I think the phone's doing it as well. I'm writing everything down. I'm texting. I don't remember anything. That's my first miss here with us, Virginia. And we can get a tie if Denny's can get this correct. Can Jbird recall the last 2 outgoing calls he made?
I would think he'd have to. He's been on with doctors. Over the weekend, we've been in communication. I feel like he would remember the last 2.
The last one I did was on Saturday. It was a fight with Virginia.
You didn't forget about that?
I think it ended with me hanging up on you and then you texting me, did you effing hang up on me?
I think that does check out.
That happened, yeah.
Yeah, I know you did made a couple of calls on Saturday.
I probably should have not had a phone on Saturday.
So you got 1. Do you have 2?
Yeah, I probably should not have had a phone on Saturday.
Okay, so it's Virginia and...
Virginia, and it was probably Denny's.
Okay.
It's true, we did. We chatted on the phone.
Okay. All right. You get a point. We got a tie. 4 out of 5.
Wow, look at that.
Okay.
We don't have a bonus question? We got no tiebreaker?
Nope, because we got to move on. We ain't got time for this. The
He
clock's
keeps it moving.
It's ticking.
He doesn't take your phone calls and he keeps it moving.
Yeah, because I know what happens. Every time I do that, we'll have 8 ties.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Just so many stories. It's really weird what's going on. I don't know if the frequency's increasing or we just have a rush of these people that have gone out into the world, someplace typically of nature, and have not returned because they went out with their partner. Now, we've talked a lot about the couple that went on the sailboat in the Bahamas, and she gets swept away, and her husband, Brian, is fine. He floats back to shore, and they had let him out after holding him for several days because they didn't have any other options. And, boy, he was talking about anybody that would listen. He's really trying to make his case. And I saw Brian Hooker, who's the guy that, is accused of all this stuff. I mean, he really could open up the tear ducts. He was crying, and he was... I don't know. Tell me, do you believe that he had nothing to do with the disappearance of his wife from the dinghy going to their sailboat in the Bahamas?
I don't think I've ever been apart from her in 25 years. For this long, she wouldn't stop, and I'm not going to stop.
Did police ever explicitly ask you if you hurt your wife?
Of course.
What did you say to them?
I said I've never harmed Lynette, and I never would harm Lynette, and I want to find Lynette.
The police believe that Brian Hooker is still considered a suspect in this case.
What is the point of being here on a sailboat without her?
Okay.
Did you see tears, or was he just pretending to cry?
He looked like he was crying.
Were there wet tears rolling down his face?
It looked like there might have been, yeah.
What do you give that performance?
Oh, his performance was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know that I still believe him. I think he just might be a good actor. And honestly, sometimes people that are that diabolical, they can dial up emotions and they can be amazingly believable. And you're like, wow.
So, ask Ted Bundy. Well, you can't ask Ted Bundy because he's dead.
Right. Yeah.
I believe her child and her mother, and both of them are very suspicious of him. And her mom even said that she called her crying one night and said, I got to get away from this man. It's horrible.
Well, what's crazy, she even said in a text message she's got to stop going out on the boat with him, and then she did. And then that was it. That's the last thing anybody's likely going to see of her, because this many days at sea, it's not looking good.
If you fear that your partner might hurt you, don't go out on the boat or in the woods or out in the desert. Don't do it.
But Kevin, you're right. There are some people who are able to kind of trick the media by acting. Their acting is just good enough. And then you see other people and you go, oh my gosh, are you even trying right now?
You're right.
And now we've got the story of this 31-year-old influencer. Ashley Janae is what she went by as an influencer. Her real name is Ashley Robinson. She went on vacation with her boyfriend, Joe McCann, to Zanzibar, Tanzania. And right away, you ever see those couples and you're just like, they just don't look quite right together, because she is young and beautiful. She's 31. He's older, and just, he wouldn't turn your head if he's walking down the street. She would. And you're just like, okay. And he looks like he's a good bit older than her. And they checked into a luxury resort on April 6th. But apparently after an argument, hotel staff separated them into 2 different rooms.
Oh, wow.
And then she was found unconscious 2 days later and pronounced dead that following day.
What was the cause of death?
Well, I think what the cause is, and they're looking at all this stuff, and right now they're not releasing a lot, but I think the belief is that he strangled her and then hung her up, strung her up to make it look like she committed suicide.
Well, there's ways for them to tell.
Mm-hmm.
If a proper examination is done, they can tell if you were strangled or if you hung yourself.
Oh, yeah. Somebody definitely watches Dateline.
Now, the death is currently being investigated as a possible suicide, though the case is remaining open. And Robinson's mother said her daughter called the day before her death about the separation. So I don't know. We'll see. Police are questioning McCann as a witness, and they've taken his passport, so he cannot take off. But no charges or arrests have been made yet. But this is very much like the Brian Hooker story.
Yes.
That we got here, that it's so unfortunate. So unfortunate. Yeah, just wild. And it's all going out with somebody you think that loves you more than anything, and then you don't come home. And they're likely the suspect.
Horrifying.
One story after another. Just every day, they're popping out. Well, there was a kidnapping attempt at a Nebraska Walmart. I don't know if you saw this, but that 31-year-old woman that grabbed a 3-year-old boy at knife point inside the store after stealing a large kitchen knife.
I saw the video stills of this.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
She then forced his guardian outside into the parking lot. When officers arrived, they repeatedly ordered her to drop the knife, but instead, she slashed the child in the face and hand. And they said, that's it. They lit her up.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point,
you have to light her up.
The toddler was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries, but is expected to survive. But
slashed in the face, he's not going to be okay.
Probably going to have a scar that you'd be like, what did you get that from? When I was 3, a woman abducted me at knife point from a Walmart.
Horrifying.
And it's so weird because, Walmart usually doesn't have odd stories like this.
And I don't know how this guy still had a license. Dr. Thomas Shagnovsky was charged with second-degree manslaughter for allegedly removing the liver instead of the spleen of a 70-year-old William Bryan during a 2024 surgery.
He took out the wrong organ?
Yeah, this is in Walton County, Florida. They say the error caused fatal catastrophic blood loss, and then he tried to cover it up.
Oh, is that why they got him with the second degree?
That's why they gave him the manslaughter charges. And in 2023, he made a similar mistake when he removed a patient's pancreas instead of an adrenal gland.
What the hell? Are we drinking and surgerying?
They finally now suspended his license, but why didn't that happen after 2023?
Amen.
They allowed him to go out and do it again.
Wow.
Kill somebody. Pretty crazy. They say an AI deepfake scandal ended up killing a re-election campaign in Oklahoma. Democrat John Waldron admitted to sending a woman an AI-generated image of the two of them kissing, even though it wasn't real. People are like going, that's creepy.
Oh,
she did too.
It's going to get so bizarre when it comes to all this stuff.
They can make anything.
Yeah, he was running for re-election, but his own party pulled support, and they're like, okay, dude, you're weird. Like, we don't want you representing us.
I mean, they'll arrest you for doing stuff of underage. People are making that kind of content.
It's horrifying.
You're going to prison.
It's crazy.
Have you ever heard of the band G Love Special Sauce?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a guy's name's Garrett Dutton. He is the dude that is G Love in the band G Love and Special Sauce. He says he lost his stash of 5.92 Bitcoin after downloading what he thought was the Ledger Wallet app, which allows users to manage their cryptocurrency holdings. And he did it from Apple's App Store and put it on a new computer. Apparently, it was an imposter app that duped him into entering his seed phrase, giving scammers access to his funds worth about $424,000.
Oh, my God.
He said it was a decade worth of savings. And then he said it was my own damn fault for not being more diligent, but let it serve as a warning. There's so many scams, and that's one of the reasons why I am not in a position to do crypto. They would take everything I have so fast.
I can barely regular bank.
Yeah.
It's just out of my league.
That's just rough to lose a decade worth of savings over something like that.
Damn, G-Love.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If you find that out, do you instantly just, I mean, I know money's tight at that point, but do you just get a pizza or a meal just to kind of drown your blues?
Yes.
Yeah.
You definitely have to let yourself mourn for that money and give yourself grace. You got duped. And luckily, you're a big enough icon that you can get back out there and tour and make it up again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people do know G-Love and Special Sauce.
Especially if they know he got screwed over, even with a GoFundMe or something, people will.
If that goes, if he calls the tour, I got screwed over by crypto scam.
Right.
People will go to that to support him, and maybe he'll be able to make his money back.
Mm-hmm. There's a motorcyclist in Louisiana who had a pretty good streak of running from the police and getting away. In fact, that's how he decorated his motorcycle. On his bike, on the tank, it said, "Pigs evaded," and it had a tally mark of 11. on there.
Dude, I mean, you are just asking for them to be so mad when they finally catch you.
And they did, and they posted that photo, and it's like now he needs to add cops 1.
They should add it.
I would add it for him. Be like, hey, we gave you your bike back, free paint job.
I heard that's a whole betting thing done where people, what they'll do is they'll deliberately try to find a police officer car, and people bet if you're able to outrun the car.
Oh, wow.
And that's how they're making money.
That is so unsafe. You're going to run into an innocent person out on the roadway who's just trying to get to work, and you're going to kill somebody, you dumbass.
Mm-hmm. And another win, I guess, for cops. They say a research team has introduced a prototype for a THC breathalyzer that could make roadside marijuana testing a thing.
Oh.
24 states have legalized pot for recreational purposes, but it's illegal to drive under the influence. But that's been one of the issues is they're like, it's really hard to test for. Tell if somebody's currently high, but apparently whatever this is might be able to do that.
I know where we can do some beta testing.
Okay, right, yeah.
I mean, technically, you're not supposed to be driving. Anything that takes you away from your faculties, it could be over-the-counter drug. You're
You're
not
right.
supposed to take it.
Reaction time is a thing, and all of that weed, alcohol, pills, it slows you down.
And a heads up, if you're going to be swimming in the Atlantic Ocean just off of the South Florida coast, they have tracked a 10-foot, 3-inch juvenile female great white shark named Kaio. This happened on Monday.
Don't want to run into that.
689 pounds. Not to fat shame her, but she's a big girl.
Wow, that's Jaws-like.
Yeah, she's part of a research effort that studies shark migration. And back in July, she was in Nova Scotia. She came south for the winter. And here she is, 4,100 miles she traveled.
Wow.
Yeah, so she might be tired, but she still has enough energy to eat you. So, just to give you a heads up.
Can we put out a warning? Do we have a tracker on this thing?
That's the warning I just did.
Where is she specifically?
You would think if there was
It's a big ass ocean.
if there was anything ever to track.
I want to know a town, a beach.
We got them out there right now, just so you know.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
The hot item of the week must be pickles. And I don't know why, but we got a couple pickle products coming out. Now, I do like pickle, and I got to tell you, a lot of the pickle gimmicks that have come out, I've been okay with it. They now have a dill pickle Oreo.
All right.
I don't know about all that.
Get out of here.
Yeah. I don't know if that is going to actually work out. This is something that's going to be bright green, too, with the pickle-flavored fudge.
Pickle fudge?
Yep.
Is pickle fudge anyway? Is that good?
They say the taste is milder than expected, but as I'm thinking of a pickle-flavored fudge right now, it's not making my mouth water. In fact, it might be in the opposite direction because I want to throw up. They say that the smell is strong dill and vinegar. And the person who tried them did say it actually works. They compared it to a mint chocolate vibe, just with an herbal pickle twist.
Nah, this ain't it, girl. Not it.
Some of them I've liked. We talked about the lemon. That was good. The peanut butter one is good.
Okay.
But pickle?
I will say I do respect the fact that they go for it. They do try different things. I admire that.
Yeah, it's fun. Why not? Now, tell me which one you think has better potential. Pabst Blue Ribbon is teaming up with Grillo's Pickles to launch a pickle-flavored beer. They say it's inspired by the bar tradition of sticking a pickle in your beer. They say it blends PBR's classic lager with a tangy dill pickle flavor, coming at about 4.7% ABV, alcohol by volume. It's going to be hitting stores nationwide in early May.
I like a beer to be a little stronger. I prefer 5% or more, but we'll try it.
Okay.
I think pickle and beer could work. Those are two of the components in a chilada, but they just add like tomato juice. But pickle, beer, that kind of works.
Yeah, I am going to say that without a doubt, this should not even be a big debate. It's got to be the pickle beer over pickle flavored Oreos.
100%.
Should be the better pick. But yeah, the beer, I'm intrigued by that. I would happily try that.
Are we going to be able to get them here, or is it going to be just in like some certain area of the country?
It seems like it's going to be a nationwide thing. They say it'll be sold in 6-packs or 12-ounce cans for about $7.99.
I will totally buy that and try that.
I already ordered it. It's on its way.
Okay. Yeah, doesn't sound bad to me. Yeah, I'm down with that. Bird, what you got on your mind today?
Okay. How well do you have to know somebody for you to let them know they've got a pretty pronounced hanging booger? Is it obviously, if it's any of us, we would say, hey, Virginia, you got a hanger right there. I was stuck with this dilemma yesterday, and it's a person we used to work with at station number 1. And we were talking, and she had a really big booger, but I'd want to get involved. But there is definitely a tier level of people you would have to warn, and I'm just seeing where that tier level's at. Obviously, family members.
Obviously.
Close friends.
Yes.
What if it's, okay, let's say it's a salesperson you see every day in the hallway, but it's really just about business and you don't see each other that often?
I would pretend like I didn't see it and keep it moving.
Okay.
I had a meeting the other day with somebody, delightful human being. They had the biggest bear in the cave. Did I say anything about it? No, I did not, because we don't know each other like that. We're on a professional basis. It's a work situation, and we're not personal friends, and I don't see these people that often. So I don't want to make them feel weird. I don't want to have weird.
I was really embarrassed as a kid one time because my mom was at the store. It was a grocery store called Pantry Pride. I don't know if you guys ever remember that store or
That sounds like an 80s grocery store if I ever heard it.
It was, and she didn't know this woman that well. But I remember her going, hey, I want to let you know you have a really, really big booger right here. And as a kid, I got so embarrassed for the lady. And I'm like, Mom, I don't think you should have said anything.
You shouldn't. If you don't know them like that, you just keep it moving and pretend like you never saw it.
I guess it depends on how long you've known them.
Because that allows them to go through their life and go, well, maybe they didn't see it. If you call it out, now you've made it a moment, and you've made the moment embarrassing for them. And then every time they see you, they're going to be like, oh, she remembers the time that I had a big booger on my face.
But I did. I was walking around after going, man, she's walking around Publix, and she's got such a big booger, and ain't no one there to save her. I had a little guilt, I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you guys for helping me.
It sucks, but it's wild out there. You got to protect yourself.
You too.
I think I am sad that there are some people who'd be mad if I did not say something. Wife, daughter, people at that level. That's probably right now in my life maybe about the only two that I'd say. And maybe my dad. I got maybe 3 people.
Okay, let's say it's a boss. No way.
No way.
No way. Yeah.
I'm not calling out a boss for a booger. Not today, not tomorrow.
You're doing it to try to help.
That's reserved for people that are like very close to you or on your same level. A boss is not on your same level.
Yeah, you bring up a good point.
You don't want to make the boss feel dumb. It's not a good optic for your career.
Or does the boss go, you know what? Thanks for helping me. I see a lot in this kid. Promotion.
I don't want to play with that energy. I'm going to pretend like I didn't see it and keep it moving.
Now, one person arguing, saying that you have to say something, saying the last thing you want is if you're talking to this person that's got the booger there and you're talking for a while and you haven't said a thing, and then somebody comes up and joins the conversation, be like, hey, by the way, you got something right there on your nose. And they're like, oh my gosh, like you knew and you didn't say anything to me for the longest time in this conversation.
I didn't see it. I got bad eyes.
You can play stupid and say, I didn't see it. Yeah,
I'm so sorry. I didn't see it. I would have totally told you.
But whoever just texted that in, thank you for playing this game.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people would. Right now, we're at 72% of people would alert somebody to a booger in their nose.
Wow, I'm shocked by these numbers.
I used to be that person.
Yeah.
I did. I used to be that person.
Yeah.
I've changed.
Even with a stranger, you'd be like that.
Back in the day, yeah, I would. Not anymore.
Maybe you can just tie it into the pickle beer. Be like, hey, you got a little pickle. Little pickle right there.
You got a little green pickle.
Yeah, you got a little pickle there on your nose. What you got in your mind today, Virginia?
Well, my husband is very excited because he loves hockey. just as much as he loves football, maybe even more. And he was super pumped when the Panthers were going for the Stanley Cup. Now his Buffalo Sabres are going for the Stanley Cup. They're in the playoffs. And he's all pumped, but he's sad because his first few games, the Sabres are going to be playing the Bruins, and that's his friend Chip from Little Smiles' favorite team when it comes to hockey. So they've come up with a plan. They're going to watch all the games together, and they're both going to cheer for each other's team. Aww.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to do it. Some people, they really troll hard and they get real nasty doing that. And I'm just at a place in my life. I've, one, never done that. But two, yeah, I'm okay with it. I watch, now I can watch games with somebody and they're big fans of the other team and I really want my team to win. Same for them. And I'm like, hey, if we had to lose, at least there's somebody that I like that, roots for this team.
He's happy.
If it's a little bit of fun razzing, I'm cool with that.
Right.
But if you're trying to fight each other and throw chairs off each other's neck because your team's losing.
That's a young man's game.
Which, by the way, I've seen that go down at an ale house or at a bar where two guys start yelling at each other about their team and our team's got a better defense. You're going, you guys are drunk and stupid.
Well, the thing I always remind myself, I have done nothing at all to contribute to either their success or failure. So I don't have any skin in this game other than I like them for whatever
I'm not
reason.
on the team.
Right.
Oh, we're going to have a good team this year.
It's not like I failed or won.
It shouldn't be personal.
No, it should not be. Well, I saw this question asked, and some of the answers are interesting. Ladies, if you could redo your 20s, what would you do differently? Here's some of the answers. One said, more sunscreen, less booze and pot, and leave people who are no good for me when they start showing red flags instead of staying for the potential.
Yes. You learn that you can't change people, and when they show you that they're a dirt bag, it's best just to keep it moving. But I think when you're young, you're like, oh, I love them.
Yeah. Another person said, I would take better care of myself. It wasn't until my 30s that I started getting serious about health and fitness and started to address my mental health issues, and it changed my life, and I'm so much happier now. I wish I could have had that happiness in my 20s.
Sign Jason Pennington.
Another lady said, what I would do differently, doing what makes me happy versus spending time worrying about what other people think. Yeah, I think too often, we're just trying to live what other people want us to do. And eventually you say, you know what, I need to live my own life. And I need to be the harshest critic of me, not other people.
There's a lot of time we waste as humans worrying about what other people are worrying about. And honestly, most of the time, they're not even thinking about you.
Yeah.
It's true. They're thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another person said, stop waiting to feel ready. You ever notice that? Like a lot of times they're going, one day I'll be ready. I'll get there. And they said, stop feeling that way. Just do it. Just love more boldly. Do whatever you're waiting for. Just realize you don't have to wait for anything. There's not going to be a magical day where you're going, I've arrived.
I know. I've been waiting on to become that, boxing champion, but I think I might have waited a little too long.
Yes.
Our time has passed for any athleticisms.
You're right about that. We have to do, what's that thing, curling?
Even curling, I don't know.
I saw the way they were stretching and bending on those skates. I'm like, I couldn't do that.
I could see a slip and fall quick.
Another lady said, if I could redo my 20s, I would stop chasing love romantically and I'd prioritize friendship and myself.
Yeah. Just get out there and bang with no commitment. That's what it's about.
Is that what it's about? Okay.
Stop trying to make things happen.
Not sure if I heard that part of it.
Stop trying to get in some relationship.
I heard friendship and you. I don't know if
bang and keep it moving.
I like Kevin's response. Oh, is that what it's about?
Okay. And this lady said, I would take a few solo vacations all throughout my 20s. I had friends or partners that never wanted to travel, and so I didn't travel. And I should have been traveling at that era of my life, and I did not.
Solo vacations are so much fun. You can do whatever you want. You can go wherever you want. You can eat whatever you want.
Yeah.
You really should take one if you've never done that. And even if it's just a little weekend trip and you're all by yourself and you go down to the Keys, do it.
Mm-hmm. A couple people said some interesting things, including one lady who said, I would have taken more photos of my naked body because I really miss her.
Aw. Yeah, when you're in your 20s, you're so self-conscious and you think, oh my gosh, I'm fat or I'm this or I'm that. And when you look back, you're like, oh my gosh, I was perfect. I was so harsh on myself.
Mm-hmm. One person said, if you have the opportunity to move away from your hometown, take it. Now, that is kind of interesting because, yeah, sometimes it is good to get out and see the rest of the world. Your hometown may be great, but to have that perspective and come back and be going, I'm so glad I'm here. I think it's sometimes good to know.
You can always come back home. I believe that's a song.
That's right.
How's it go? It sounds like a country song. Football dreams and college schemes.
Another text said, I would have gone to college and not stayed home. My kids are grown, and now getting a job is nearly impossible.
Dang.
Yeah. Now, I think if I had to answer this, if you go back to your 20s and redo it, what would you do differently? I think for me, probably the biggest thing would be invest. I didn't really take that seriously because I always thought, okay, well, when you get money, that's when you can make money. And it's not necessarily true. You can just start carving off whatever little bit you get, putting it away in the right way and doing the right stuff. I saw this video the other day, that Mr. Wonderful that is on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
He had some little thing about it. It was just no matter what you make, it was taking 20% of your income and you put it here. And he said, look, if you look at the return on that, he said, if you did that in your 20s, by the time you're 40, like you're going to be well over $1 millionaire. I was like, dang it.
Yeah, he's
Idiot.
smart.
He is. I know. That's why I wish I would have had somebody be like going, hey, dude, like don't wait. Like whatever you're making, take 20% of it and live on the rest and put that away.
I've become such a Shark Tank fan.
It's great. It is a great show.
It's a good show.
Yeah, those
It is a
clips on
great
YouTube,
show.
they're like 7 minutes long.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
It's so good. If regrets were $10 bills, Kevin.
I hear you. So if you had to guess, what do you think is the cheapest grocery store overall in South Florida?
I think it's Aldi.
Okay. What do you think, Bird?
I think it might be Winn-Dixie.
Okay. Well, the thing about Winn-Dixie is I think they're pretty much toast. I think that they've been bought out by Aldi, and I think they're slowly converting. So
I pretty much ruined the bit.
Nope. I just think even if you answered it right today, I think it's like they don't care. Gone.
Walmart's good for those type of items you get that are, I don't know, Kraft mac and cheese or soda. They're way cheaper than a lot of grocery stores. Would I get my deli meats from the Walmart deli?
Mm-hmm. Now, it's interesting because really, to me, the two stores that compete the most is Aldi and Walmart. And 51% of people on KVJ TV right now think that Aldi is cheaper than Walmart. Walmart is the second answer.
Interesting.
And they're right. Aldi is 8% cheaper than Walmart.
But I think Walmart has more stuff than Aldi. You can't get everything at Aldi. And then sometimes you'll go to Aldi and you'll want to get something that you got last time you were there and they don't have it.
Now, here's what I thought was interesting because there are little caveats to every answer you're going to say about what is the cheapest grocery store in South Florida. They say the warehouse clubs, your Costco, your BJ's, they say they're often the cheapest overall, averaging about 20 to 21% less than Walmart, which is in second.
They do it right because they got them big old signs of pizza and hot dogs on the walls when you're shopping.
Okay, yeah.
You're basically just looking at a gigantic slice of food.
It's sexy to get you in there.
It is.
But it's not affordable for a lot of people because you have to be able to buy in bulk.
Yeah.
And that is not attainable for a lot of us.
That's why that's not going to be number one. And you got to get the memberships.
Right.
Now, I got to tell you, there is no lack of a line at that gas station that they've got, the one I drive by. And now with the gas prices, you may say, ugh. So that's why any of these places, I don't know overall, it depends upon your family's needs and how big your family is. But I'm sure there are people who could make the argument that Costco or BJ's is actually cheaper than us going to Aldi or to Walmart. I think you could make that. When you're talking 20 to 21% less than Walmart, that's pretty significant. Now, the ones that you really can't even bring up, because I even asked with Trader Joe's, but people are like, they're unique, but it's not that you necessarily go there for variety maybe.
A few little fun novelty items.
Right, but it's not going to be cheaper. And you can't even talk about Publix or Whole Foods.
No.
That's where the bougie people go.
Whole Foods. My gosh, if you are not careful, you will leave with a $49 salad.
Whole Foods, the Fresh Market, those are fancy grocery.
But I will say, I do love the hot bar at Whole Foods. They got some fun stuff there.
It's gorgeous. It's $15 a pound, so don't be heavy-handed with your salad dressing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm built one way.
You're better off going in the aisle and buying a bottle of Wishbone than pouring it on your salad, because pound per pound, you'll pay so much more for that goo in your salad.
I don't even know if they have Wishbone at Whole Foods.
They probably don't. They would probably look down their nose at Wishbone.
Now, the people that are loving some of the bulk stores, one comment says, my membership at BJ is going to be paying off with the price of gas the way it is. The cheapest gas station I normally go to is at $4.19, and BJ's was $3.75 yesterday.
Wow. All right. Well, then there you go. You've done the math, you've done the work, and it's affordable for you.
Yep. That's what they're saying. They say you just have to look at your own unique desires. So there's not necessarily one answer, even though you could argue Aldi is the cheapest. They say, going to some of those stores like that, though, come with trade-offs, like maybe fewer brand choices, limited inventory.
Get your own bag.
I mean, there's a brand, the generic brand at Aldi is called Clancy's.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know who this Clancy guy is, but I want to fight him on his Velveeta knockoff. Clancy, you got some balls.
It's whack?
It is so whack. It might be the grossest thing I've ever seen.
I do get a lot of people saying Aldi's frozen pizza's good.
Yeah.
That's one of their better items.
I don't know if I've heard too much about the brand store stuff from Aldi. I don't think I do that too much.
Let me just tell you, the Velveeta sucks.
Okay. All right. Well, it's not an endorsement.
It's not. But they got them egg prices, though, and their produce prices, fantastic.
Well, they're talking maybe that they can start lowering some store costs by cutting out on personnel and using AI.
Yeah, Aldi is all self-checkouts. They have one cashier, and the rest is all self-checkout by me.
Well, there are now companies that are going around. They're designing stores AI so they can start cutting people and they can start saving money with that. In fact, they decided to basically run a whole boutique on just artificial intelligence. It's called Andon Market. It's managed by Luna, an artificial intelligent agent created by Andon Labs. It's in San Francisco, up there by Silicon Valley, and it is the first AI-operated retail store. Now, what had happened was the company brought in this Luna on a 3-year lease, $100,000 budget to run a profitable gift shop. So that's what they had to pay to get this company to do it, which that seems like a lot. I'm like, how much would your salaries be if you're paying $100,000?
It seems like a lot.
I kind of thought so as well. I'm like, all right, so where's the savings? I mean, it is San Francisco. Everything's going to be wackadoodle when you're talking about costs.
True.
Now, it's supposed to handle inventory decisions, supplier negotiations, and customer interactions. And they do it all through an in-store phone. How did it do? They said it was a huge disaster.
Really?
The AI hired 2 employees but failed to schedule either for the store's debut. That's a problem.
Who's going to be there on day one?
Then NBC News said, well, let's take a look at this because this is interesting. We might be looking at the future. And is it the near future or the faraway future, or is it never going to happen? And when they talked to this Luna, it frequently overpromised and then started lying about details, just made stuff up.
Like a regular employee.
That's what it does.
It told NBC News they could come buy tea at a great price, and they don't sell tea.
Oh.
They're like, what?
It doesn't even know what it has in its own inventory?
Just was making stuff up. And that's the one thing we hear about AI is it doesn't want to appear like it doesn't know anything or doesn't have the information. So it'll just say whatever it just fills in the blank with.
So it's cocky and wrong?
Yes,
it's cocky and wrong.
I dated a few guys like that. Let me tell you, it's no fun time.
Yeah. Now, they say this was just a learning experiment, but it failed miserably. It is not ready yet. You know, we're talking about how Miami is the #1 city in America for untrustworthy people. And I remember Vegas used to seem to be the devil's playground. I really think Miami's taken its place.
Yeah, it's the scam capital now.
As I'm looking, it just seems like all the problems that are really going on, it's South Florida based. I saw today the FBI's gotten involved with the shooting of Offset and the Behind. And now they've got actual photos, and they released photos of the SUV. They got 2 guys in question. That's out there, SUVs leaving the Hard Rock. And they say it looks like it was a failed robbery.
Oh.
And the shooting. So I don't know what that means for little TJ, because I thought it was all about him, but maybe it wasn't him. Could have been other people. So we'll see
Is
what's
little
happening.
TJ Maxx off the hook?
I don't know. I don't know what he is yet, but we'll see what happens. Guy Fieri, I guess, kind of stepped in it the other day. I don't know if you saw they had that UFC in Miami on, I think it was Saturday. The president was there.
Okay.
Guy Fieri was there too. And he was greeting Andrew and Tristan Tate.
Who's
I don't know
that?
if you've seen those
the
guys.
Tate brothers.
The Tate brothers. They're very toxic masculinity. They've been up for like sexual assault, trafficking, that kind of stuff in their home country. And they hang out in South Florida a lot. And I guess Guy Fieri didn't even know who they were. But people are like going, what is he doing? Hanging out with those guys.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe he didn't know. That happens.
He said, I do not know the Tate brothers, nor do I support them in any way. But, you know, just that's the thing. When you're hanging out at a place in Miami and you're just walking through and there's so many people there and they know who he is because of the hair and the signature and everything. And
You need one of your boys to tell you, get away from them. That's the Tate brothers.
it's just, there's just so many unsavory characters now. It's like all the snakes and lizards and just terrible people are hanging out in South Florida now. It's crazy. It's one story after another. And there's this dude, I don't know anything about, and I don't know if this is legit or not. As I kind of saw it today, it looks like it is. Clavicular is a social media personality.
I saw this, but I don't know who that is.
He's a good-looking 20-year-old. And look, it's amazing that these streamers now, they just turn on a camera and they're just kind of sitting there. And they don't do anything. I was watching someone, like, it's kind of boring.
And he's got 20 million views, and he's just sitting there?
There's a lot of that going on where you're going, how is this?
Yeah. Now, there was one video that I saw, and like I said, I assume they stage a lot of this stuff, but he legitimately looked like he was crashing out. His speech and everything was kind of affected. Didn't look like it was acting. He was trying to talk to a girl, and he was like, look, I'm really, whatever he called it, I don't even know what the word was, but his buddy looked like he was having some issues as well. He's like, I gotta get some water. And then the next thing they show is somebody carrying him into a car pretty quick, and they cut off his stream pretty fast. And then there's actual 911 calls that they had to make about this guy thinking he had overdosed.
Rescue 16 trying to respond, 20-year-old male overdose. Rescue 16 trying to respond, 20-year-old male overdose.
So I don't know. I mean, if you would fake it and you bring in 911 and all that kind of stuff, I think you're going to be looking at some charges against you if you've gone to that level.
You're not allowed to do a fake call like that, even if you are an influencer that's looking for likes and shares.
Right. And here's the thing. If you know who this guy is, he's known online as Looksmaxer. It's part of a trend focusing on improving appearance through extreme routines, grooming, and lifestyle changes. Isn't that the one where we saw people hitting themselves in the face with hammers?
That's not going to help you look cute, by the way. If you think a hammer to the forehead is going to help you out, you're so dumb.
Just wild. Just some of the wild stuff that's going on.
But they went viral.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything to go viral. You can be so dumb these days.
Well, the other day I'm watching a video of somebody watching a video. And
It's
I'm
insane.
watching the video.
It's madness.
I was like 6th person removed, and I go, what am I doing?
Yeah. The celebrity world is just, it's wild these days. The influencer game has really changed it. And one of the beefs that a lot of people care about, you touched on yesterday, was the Alex Cooper. And I guess I'd forgotten all that. Alex Earl, she went to University of Miami. She's a Miami girl, and she's, running around the world now. But there's Alex Cooper who does the Call Her Daddy, and that's a huge interview podcast. And I remembered Alex Earl, that's right. She had a podcast for her under the Unwell brand.
But it was very quick.
Right.
It didn't last. Something happened. We don't know what happened, but we're very interested in hearing both sides.
So Alex Cooper called out Alex Earl. I'll just call him Cooper and Earl because they're both Alexes. And Cooper was saying, stop being so passive-aggressive. Just reveal what your beef is with me. And she said, okay, on it. That was her response. And everybody's kind of, the drama of waiting to see what it is. But one of the issues was apparently there was an episode of Call Her Daddy where I guess Cooper got Earl very drunk and made her answer a bunch of personal questions about her and Braxton Berrios, who play with the Dolphins.
Well, then don't drink and do interviews.
And she felt like she took advantage of her, and she said some things that I think might have jeopardized her relationship, which she's no longer with Braxton Berrios. I don't know if she blames her for it.
Don't get drunk and do interviews.
Yeah, I mean, don't get drunk and try to do a good job of keeping your secrets secret.
Mm-hmm.
Like, duh.
Yeah, but if you want to find unsavory characters doing unsavory things, it seems like you are in the right spot being in South Florida. We got more KVJ coming up on the After the Show. It's going to be live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. You can also watch it on demand on YouTube and Spotify. Before we get there, Bird, if you would, wrap us up with your thought for the day.
Hope is strange. It shows up the most when you have the least evidence to believe in it.
Whoa.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.